Jesus. That's why Jesus came. So we could know. So that we could understand with our finite minds the nature of God himself. And you look at the nature and life and ministry of Jesus Christ and you see, that's what God's like. Okay. The Word of God. Because it was like God speaking to us. No, it wasn't. It was God speaking to us. It wasn't like it. It was and is. And he still is. You have magnified your word above your name. Amazing. Amazing. But even more amazing, he says, and in the day when I cried out to you, you answered me and made me bold with strength in my soul. You made me bold. You gave me strength in my soul, so now I was bold. I cried out to you, you made me bold and gave me strength in my soul. He didn't say, and you fixed all my problem. And you took away the stuff that you took care of that mountain. It was gone. I didn't see it anymore. No, you made me bold through strength in my soul. That's faith. That's the faith. And notice what he says after that. He says, all the kings of the earth shall praise you when they hear the words of your mouth. Yeah, they're going to sing of the ways of the Lord, for great is the glory of the Lord. Though the Lord is on high, yet he regards the lowly. Okay, here it is again, the holy God reaching down to unholy man. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, you will revive me. You will stretch out your hand against the wrath of my enemies, and your right hand will save me. The Lord will perfect that which concerns me. Nothing's happened yet. He, by faith, is saying, Lord, you have strengthened me in my soul, so now I will stand in faith on the fact that you will revive me. You will move in this way. That's what God does. He gives us that faith, and faith is the avenue through which we see God work. Now, don't take this for something I'm not saying. I'm not talking about faith being some power that you can wield on yourself and you can throw around somewhere. You can make things happen if you get enough faith. No. What I'm saying is God plants in our heart that seed of faith so that we are able to exercise faith in Him in specific situations about very specific things that are going on in our life. He gives us that strength of faith so that we can say, I will trust God for this. Not, I will make this happen. I will make myself get a new Cadillac. I will think myself right into a nice big house. I will just meditate myself right into all of my problems being solved. No, it is, I will trust the Lord in this situation. And I will see His hand move. And I will see Him revive me. And man, the kings of the earth are going to praise Him because He is so good. That's what faith is. That's what faith is. And God gives us that gift of faith. I know some of the things that some of you are facing. And I also know we are all facing something right now. Might be this big. Might be this big. Might be bigger than this building. And my word to you is seek God. And let Him give you that faith to stand firm and believe in Him. Don't believe Him for the thing that you want. Well, I believe God will do this for me. And so if that's not what happens, well, I don't know what God did. He wasn't there. No, believe God and let Him reveal to you what His plan is, how He will bring glory. He might decide that it would be best for you if, you know what, let's leave this mountain looming over you for a couple of years. You know? That actually would be, I know you don't think so, but that actually would be best for you. Place it in His hands because His plan is always the best. He establishes us in faith first. And then He leads us through or over the things that stand against His will in our lives. He is good. And when we are given that faith, and we have that capability, strengthened by Him, to stand firm and believe Him for that thing, then we come to one of my most favoriteest Psalms, Psalm 139. Then He is revealed to us. He is revealed to us. He is unveiled. We see Him as He really is. And it just blows David away. Literally, listen to it. He says, O Lord, you've searched me and known me. You know my sitting down and my rising up. You understand my thoughts afar off. You comprehend my path and my lying down. You're acquainted with all my ways. There's not a word on my tongue, but behold, O Lord, you know it altogether. You have hedged me behind and before, and laid your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high. I cannot attain it. What's he saying in verse 6? I am blown away by this. This is too much for me to consider. I'm not that smart. I can't figure this out enough. This is too much. What's too much? Well, he says, you know everything about me. You know everything about me. You've searched me and known me. You know what I'm doing. You know when I get up. You know when I sit down. You know when I go to bed. You know whether I'm actually asleep or not. You know where I've gone. You know when I've gone there. You know when I came back. You know everywhere I go. You know my rising up and my sitting down. You understand my thoughts afar off. You understand what I'm thinking before I think it. You understand. You don't just know. You understand what I'm thinking about. Now think about that for a minute. I don't understand what I'm thinking half the time. I think things and I go, where did that come from? That makes no sense. God knew it and understood it before it even entered into my brain. He knows my thoughts. You know, when you see shows or a joke about someone knowing I know what you're thinking. It's kind of creepy, isn't it? It's kind of like, I thought that was private. I thought that was mine. I thought I was the only one in here, okay? I've been married for 31 years. There's somebody else that gets in and out occasionally, absolutely. Although I haven't entirely figured out how to get into her space there. Still working on it. But God is there. God is there. He knows. And He understands. Now that word carries a sense of not only understanding because He's smart enough, but it carries the idea also of compassion. You know, when someone says, yeah, I understand what you're talking about, they're saying, I understand your language, I understand your logic, but you're still stupid and wrong. When someone says, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I understand what you're saying. They're saying, I've been there. I have empathy and sympathy and compassion with you. And that's the sense in which God understands our thoughts from afar. That blows me away. That blows me away. Because it's not just when I'm having good, happy, real high energy spiritual thoughts. It's when I'm having those thoughts of desperation. It's when I'm having those thoughts of anger. Now that's not to say God says, I understand and it's okay. He says, I understand. But that's wrong. You need to look to my word and see what the truth is. That's not right. And that's our loving Father. He understands our thoughts from afar. He understands our path, where we go. Understands all of our ways. You know, sometimes I do things and I go, why did I do that? He knows. He says, before there's not a word that I can speak, but, O Lord, you know it altogether. Krista and I have been married long enough that sometimes, yesterday we spent most of the day together, and at one point we had this about 3 or 4 5-sentence conversation where each of us only said like 1 or 2 words of the sentence, and the other one finished it because they knew what we know each other so well, and you get to know someone that deeply, and it's like you start a sentence, they go, yeah, I know. Now that's a dangerous place too, because sometimes they think they know, but they don't know what the end of the sentence was. But in this case, it was good, and that's the Lord knows. The Lord knows what's on your mouth, what's in your mouth, what's going to come out of your mouth. He says, you know where I am, what I'm doing, you know what I say and think. You surround me. You hedge me in, you build a hedge before and ahead of me, and you laid your hand on me. Wow, this is too much, God. This is too much. But wait, there's more. Verse 7, where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend into heaven, well, you're there, duh. If I make my bed in hell or Sheol, the place of the dead, behold, you're there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. If I say, surely the darkness shall fall on me, even the night shall be light about me. Indeed, the darkness shall not hide from you, but the night shines as the day. The darkness and the light are both alike to you. You can't hide from God. You can't escape Him. Well, theologically, logically, by definition of God, well, of course, He's omnipresent, so wherever you are, He is. But we don't live like that, do we? We live like there are certain places we can go, and God's not there. Because we don't want Him to be there. We don't want to think about the fact that He's there. We don't want to imagine Him there. It's too dark here. Well, He can see right through it. The darkness is like a light to Him. Not in the sense that evil and good are the same, but He can see right through it. There's no hiding. There's no hiding. I can't go anywhere where you are not. If you are doing and seeking the things of the Lord, that's a comforting thought. There's nowhere you can be. Whatever your situation of life is that you are facing, whatever mountain's shadow is looming over you, and you feel like you're isolated and separated. No, God's there. He's there. But I don't feel Him, Pastor. So? He's there. He is there. He is there. Absolutely. Without a doubt. He is there.